Well, we continue with the broadcast this afternoon right here on Salam Media as we head towards the time of iftar with Molana Yunus Kawanga standing by. And our final discussion this afternoon is to take a look at the bigger political parties, looking at the ANC, the EFF, and also the DA. Now, we know Eskom load shedding is going to be a major talking point. It's going to be a talking point on the manifestos. And how are these parties going to be addressing the energy crisis in this country? We're going across now to be joined by none other than energy expert, Crown Prince Adil Nchabeleng. Brother Adil, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ramadan Kareem and Jazakallah for your time. Brother Adil, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I think we are having a slight problem trying to listen to hear Adil. So we're going to see if we can't get him to log in and out again. Hopefully, we will be getting him on a better line. But nevertheless, the key issue here is the big elephant in the room. And this is going to be the big elephant during the elections, and that is going to be Eskom. Palestine, yes, one issue. Another is going to be Eskom, and I think this is going to be huge. And it's actually quite interesting to see how political parties will be taking a look. I see Crown Prince Adil is back with us. Brother Adil, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yes, Ramadan Kareem to you. Jazakallah so much for your time with us as always, Brother Adil.
Alhamdulillah, thank you so much as always.
Yes, we've got a few minutes before we head towards the final iftar time. I just want to talk a bit about the up-and-coming elections and looking at political parties. Obviously, they will be capitalizing on a number of issues, and one of them is in your area of expertise. We're talking about energy, and the big elephant in the room, we're talking about Eskom. And I'm sure various parties, and particularly the bigger ones, if we look at the ANC, the EFF, and also the DA, would be incorporating this as part and parcel of their manifestos and how they think they can overcome this energy crisis, Brother Adil.
Yeah, I think the various political parties have set out their various manifestos with regards to their ambitions. My focus was purely on the energy side of it in terms of analyzing and the analysis of what each political party had actually sort of given out in terms of their manifesto. The first one, which one we evaluated, was the ANC being the leading party. There was very little information in terms of a plan forward, except just really scanty, funny, ambitious, sort of program to say that we'll be focusing on major renewables, introducing renewables and ensuring that we can go the green route. They spoke a little bit about the nuclear bill, and they spoke about the aspect of doing the, introducing a IPPs into the economy and market stream. So it was very scanty. I mean, about few points, not really even a page or so, So there were 2 or 3 points which were highlighted in the entire manifesto. There was no focus on energy at all, except focusing on a whole lot of other things. So that was the first analysis of it. The second one was followed by analyzing it against the EFF's policies as well as their policy ambitions, which they are not a ruling party, so they are not in power. Whatever they come up with will still be an ambition at the stage. Whereas with the ANC being the ruling party, they are already in a policy space. So with the EFF, they had a very long, it was about 37 points illustration on how they see their role played out in the energy space. And they went into top detail on every little aspect of, first of all, with the immediate load shedding crisis, how they can end it within 6 months. So the EFF was very clear and articulate and spoke to every little issue, ending load shedding within 6 months if elected, making sure that they can fix the coal power plants and capacitate them and ensure that there's enough budget and material resources required. The other element of it is they spoke about increasing the nuclear builds to about 6,000 megawatts. And they looked at another program of ensuring that They will actually go the IPP route for renewable energy, which is wind and solar, but this time owned by Eskom rather than the current model of IPP. So, there is not much cost in terms of the tariff payment because it will be absorbed under a smaller tariff that currently Eskom is charging for electricity. They spoke about the element of ensuring that they will have teams at an engineering level, at level of technical, as well as making sure that the management is capacitated to understand the issue. So their points in manifesto on energy was very clear and succinct. Then the third party gave, So with regards to the third party which gave input was DA, and then under DA came in the MPC, which is their multi-party coalition partner, which is that Moonshot Pact that they have. In the Moon Pact Moonshot Pact that they put together, they have a similar approach to what the DA is doing. So the DA is dominant in saying that they will be pursuing a privatized electricity generation. They will literally privatize Eskom. They will go into detail of bringing in newer suppliers of electricity generation, and they will move away from coal and introduce renewables only based electricity generation. There was no mention at all really about their nuclear build program. And the same manifesto was reflected in the ANC's action plan. When you read the ANC's action plan and how the government under President Ramaphosa, they are literally dealing with issues of energy, you see the action plan reflecting exactly what the DA is talking about, yet driven by the ANC policy desk. So there was a very strong confusion to say, but who has infiltrated who? But it seems like DA sits directly in the ANC's policy-making machinery with regards to its policy ambitions and as well as policy programs. So it was clearly highlighted that the DA and ANC have a similar policy on energy, and they are going the privatization route, they are going the commercial route, they are going the route where they are not interested in national asset base such as Eskom, and Eskom being the major producer of electricity. They are looking at a private model, which is private electricity generators.
Yes, in fact, this is obviously going to be quite interesting because, obviously, Brother Adil, you are the energy expert, and you've had the opportunity to actually analyze and to dissect these manifestos and what these parties are saying. And just in your analysis, in terms of practical, and I think from what you've described in terms of the EFF, a lot of work that was actually being done. And, just how, in terms of practical solutions, we know that they're not the governing party. And, like you mentioned, at this point in time, these are ambitions that they have. But from what I just hear, from what you're saying, that, these are very, very practical solutions that the EFF proposes. And again, I think it's something that even the powers that be should actually take notice, even if they're going to learn from another party's manifesto.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the powers that they should look at what the EFF was able to put together. And really, they are behaving as if they are the ruling party. And they gave out a very clear, articulate, very clear to the point and succinct manifesto. If there was a competition for manifestos, they would have won this competition, particularly on their energy problem. Because really, South Africa's economy is plagued by one major problem, which is energy supply, shortage of energy, and the current Malay and Eskom current crisis with regards to energy generation. So that's where the ANC has lost its credibility for the inability to manage and effectively deliver an economy that is sound, that has electricity supply at the heart and the really core of its governance. They thought probably it would be politics as usual, focusing on the poor and ensuring that they can keep the grants running. But that's just one panacea to running an economy. Electricity can be like your grant system where you keep patching up and giving people sort of social grants to keep them happy. With electricity, you must work on this plan, make sure that they are functional, make sure that there's a proper, adequate budget to it, and ensure that you have a clear site policy. When I say a clear site policy, which means that you must be deliberate in your actions to directing the economy on a policy trajectory, particularly on energy and electricity. You cannot be wishy-washy, which is what the ANC is currently doing. They are extremely wishy-washy on their energy policy. They are not clear on items of focus
Brother
and
Adil.
articulation.
I'm sure, there's going to be a lot more discussion in the build up to the elections, and I'm sure you and I will have a lot more discussions as we head towards May the 29th. But for now, we thank you. Jazakallah so much, Adil.
Thank you.
Enjoy, obviously, the rest of Ramadan, inshallah. Allah keep you blessed, my brother. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah. Wa alaikum salam. Ramadan Kareem.
Crown Prince Adil Nchabeleng with us this afternoon, and with that, we are going to end off this particular segment of the Iftar Live. We've still got Maulana Yunus Kawanga, who will be taking over the baton after these round of air breaks. So from myself, I'm signing off and handing you over to Maulana Yunus Kawanga. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.